You guys need to start investing today. I know some of you guys might be banking on Social Security later on in life, or maybe a pension that the company might give you, but all those are unreliable sources of retirement. You need to depend on yourself to get you to retirement. And that being said, there's ways that you could make retirement come to you a lot faster, either by investing earlier or putting more money up front, or so you don't have to wait as long to finally hit the number that you need to survive the rest of your life. Starting early with investing isn't just about hitting a big number in your bank account that you can just look at all day and stuff, but it's about the meaning behind it, allowing yourself to actually have options in life and no longer depending on others or being able to actually help others. It could also bring you guys a lot of peace of mind knowing that you don't have to choose a certain job that might stress you out a lot more, and you could also provide for your family, or you just have the choice of choosing what you want to do for the rest of your life. If you start now, it'll be a lot easier than starting 10 years from now. When I started investing, I was about 18. I was working at a fast food restaurant, and one of my friends actually was investing. He was investing in eTrade.com, and you actually had to pay back then to buy certain stocks that you actually wanted to. But then Robinhood came out roughly around that time, and they had commission-free trades, so you could just buy into the stock without actually paying a fee. So that actually allowed me to jump right into investing at that moment. And at that time, I think I was only putting in maybe $10 or $50 into my Robinhood account, and I just started investing at that moment. I didn't know all the answers, of course. I just chose the stocks that I knew off the bat and that I used constantly. So that was just kind of like Apple. I feel like that's everybody's first stock probably. And a little bit of Microsoft here, and a little bit of Google. I eventually put a little money into Tesla, but at the time, my friend actually was really against Tesla for some reason. He actually cost me a lot of money because I kind of listened to him. But that being said, guys, don't just listen to your friends and stuff. Do your own research when you actually go to invest into the stock market, if you want to do individual stocks. Or if not, then you can just hop into the S&P 500, and you're most likely pretty straight off that. The common reasons why people don't want to actually start investing early on is because maybe they got other obligations, maybe they want to get other fancy stuff, they don't want to just think about the future, and they want to live in the now. But I'm letting you guys know right now that just having a little bit of money on the side, just constantly saving a piece of your paycheck or your income and just putting it away into investments, you'll allow your future self to have more options. And I promise you, you'll thank yourself later. Another thing to think about is if you think you're going to lose money in the stock market, well, you just might. But if you give the stock market enough time to actually increase in value, then you're more likely to see a return. But if you're just trying to put in $10 today and wait a week and make $500, yeah, you're most likely not going to do that unless you're into something really risky where you're most likely going to lose your $10. Just think about it as a high risk, high reward. If you put a little bit of effort into something, you're not going to see that great of an effort. But if you put a lot of effort into something, you're going to see more results. And obviously, the more you put more effort into something, you're going to see greater results in the future. Another thing is you don't need $100,000, $500,000 to start investing today. You only need $1. And honestly, as long as you constantly invest that $1, whether it be a month or every single day or every 2 weeks, you're going to see progress over time. And that's what we all want. We want to see progress in our investment accounts. Now, obviously, if you invest more than $1, you're going to see a lot more progress. But everybody has different starting points. And if you invest what you can, that's a good starting point. For the people who are viewing this and are investing currently, how much money did you start off with investing? And let me know where you guys are investing now, and so I could see the type of growth that you guys personally have done. Now the next problem, what do I invest into? Well, there's multiple things that you can invest into. There's stocks, there's bonds. You can invest in real estate, or you can invest in crypto, or you can invest into precious metals. Whatever asset class you want to invest into, like, now's the perfect time to actually invest into, because it's the easiest time to do it. 20 years ago, if I wanted to invest into crypto, really difficult. If I want to do it today, really easy. If I want to invest into bonds, it's on your phone. Everything's in the app pretty much, so you're able to allocate your money really easily into these apps and start funding your investments. For stocks, bonds, and crypto, it requires the least amount of money up front. And if you really want to get into real estate and actually get like own property, that requires the highest amount of upfront money. But then again, you're able to live in it. And if you're able to house hack it, which is pretty much living in one room and then renting the other rooms to other people. Me personally, I just invest in mostly stocks, pretty offhand, I guess. And I invest in a little bit of crypto. I haven't really invested in much crypto. Recently, I put a lot of money up front, probably like around 2022. And then at this point, I'm just letting it coast. Maybe if I see a dip later on, I would put a little more money into it. But for right now, I'm mostly focused on individual stocks. And that's just what I personally like to do. I'm fairly young. I'm 24 right now. I want to see greater than the average returns on my money, especially since I have the time to actually risk it now. For you, it might be a little bit different situation. You might be a little bit older, and you might have other obligations which require you to have a more stable foundation. So maybe the S&P 500 might be right for you. Maybe bonds are just plain out, just real estate might be your thing. None of these individual pathways are necessarily the right way. It just depends on what your goals and your risk tolerance are for achieving this goal. All right, guys, I'm gonna show you guys a quick example about how more time in the market will yield you more money. All right, so this $500 initial investment, and then we'll have a monthly contribution of about $200, and just rate about 8%. Not gonna include inflation on this, but assume 10 years and see how much we get. We'll get about $37,000 with only $200 contributed every single month for the 10 years, which is pretty solid. And let's see how much it'll be after 20 years if we were to continue doing that. $116,000. Now this gives you an option. You're able to either just keep on growing this money, you could put it into different assets, just getting a house. Time, consistency, and compound growth will increase your net worth, allowing you to get to financial freedom a lot faster. So it's really important you guys start now and not start tomorrow. Even though life happens and you might not be able to invest every single month because you might have other obligations, just maintaining that mindset that like, hey, I need to invest. I need to continue to put money in this to allow myself to be financially free later on in the future is a priority. Let me know what type of investments you guys are in currently. If it's just stocks, crypto, real estate. If you guys did enjoy this video, like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see in the future.